So please have seat, and I welcome Professor Veeranarayana Pandurangi ji. He is a great acharya from Shri Madhva school, and he is expert in the field of Nyaya, Purmimansa, Vedanta. He has written commentary on Rig Veda. Vishnu Archan? That is the, yeah. He is a very accomplished scholar and one of the greatest scholar of Sri Dvaita Vedanta. And we are very fortunate to have him here. And he comes in a lineage who have served this sampradaya for hundreds of years. For last 700 years, there have been many great scholars. I think your grandfather was K.T. Pandurangi? That was grandfather?
My uncle,
Okay.
my father's elder brother, or in the cousin brother, K.T. Pandurangi.
And he wrote commentary on Nyayamrita, isn't it?
Yes, he has published all the works of Madhvacarya.
Yeah.
And
So
himself.
So he comes from a very, very scholarly lineage. So that's a very great fortune to have him here. And I will request him that please enlighten us about Madhva Sampradaya. I had taken one course under him, Nyayamrita. That is the course, you remember? He is a professor in Karnataka Sanskrit University, and he has studied from Sri Pejawar Swami. I had darshan of him twice.
In Udupi or?
No, in Bengaluru.
Okay.
That Pragya
Purna Pratya Vidyapith.
Tirtha. That was probably in 84. And then I had his darshan again in 94 in Mayapur. He had come to Mayapur. So I got the good fortune to see him. He was, well, of course, he was a scholar, unparalleled scholar. So he has studied under many, many great scholars. I have also met Prahladacharya.
Prahladacharya was my PhD guide twice.
Okay.
For both Nyaya and Vedanta.
So he is also Dhurandhar.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I heard him because there was this ICPR project, and there was one volume of Dvaita Vedanta. So I also contributed in that, and he was also there. So we all had a meeting from various sampradayas in Delhi, and everybody has to present their paper. So that's when I remember him, seeing him, how thorough. I mean, he's a master. You know. Now he has taken sannyas, and he's in the Sasalamat.
Sosle Vyasraj.
Sosle Vyasraj Mat. So, but very great scholar. Amazing. So Acharya ji has studied from all of them. And therefore it is our great fortune that we have him here. He came few weeks ago. At that time he didn't get the time to come. And he just yesterday he wrote me a message that I'm here. So I said, I just saw the message this morning. And I said, please come. He said, can I come at 10:30? I said, you give a class. Every day I have class from 11 to 1. So I'm teaching two subjects at present. One is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam of Sri Sanatana Goswami, who was elder brother of Rupa Goswami and uncle of Jiva Goswami, and direct student of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Another one I'm teaching is this Upaskar Bhasya of Vaisesik Sutras. So these are the two parts going on at present.
Two different streams at a stretch.
Yes. Yeah, I've been teaching, so my style is that I take one book from our sampradaya and one of the Sardarsanas, so they get a basic idea. So please enlighten us.
योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् ओष्ठापिधाना नकुलीदन्तैः परिवृता पविः सर्वस्यैवाच ईशान चारुमामिह वादयेत् यो विप्रलम्भ विपरीतमतिप्रभूतवादान् निरस्य कृतवान् भुवि भक्तियोगं सर्वेश्वरो हरिरिति प्रतिपादयन्तम् आनन्दतीर्थमुनिवर्यमहं नमामि। तपस्वाध्याय शुश्रूषा कृष्णपूजा रतं मुनिं विश्वेशमिष्टदं वन्दे परिव्राट् चक्रवर्तिनम्। आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेत् तेन विघ्नाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः।
It's also live stream.
Yeah. Okay. So I am directed to speak about Madhvacharya's tradition. As far as the Vedantic tradition is concerned, Madhvacharya Sampradaya is, though it is little bit later compared to Ramanujacharya's Sampradaya. Ramanujacharya wrote his Bhashya on, in the 10th century, around of course, it is around 1070 something, 1070 something. So it is 2 centuries later nearby. But it inherited, Madhvacharya has inherited a long tradition of acharyas. As students of Gaudiya Sampradaya, you know very well the Sanakadi Sampradaya, Brahmaji, and he taught Sanakadis and Durvasa and Satyaprajna Tirtha, Prajna Tirtha. This tradition came a long way. Basically, it was in the North India, in the Nandigrama, in Badari and Nandigrama near Ayodhya. So, where by the time it may be around 10th century or 11th century or 12th century, maybe we have no exact time frame idea, but they had been little bit troubled by the dominant sampradayas then. So the disciples of Prajna Tirtha, they had to migrate to different places, and they migrated to Jagannath Puri, Orissa also. Some of them were troubled by the dominant sampradayas then, and some of them they joined the Jagannath Puri. They stayed there. Another branch came to South India. In South India, they were in the region of western coast, Parashurama Kshetra, the border between Goa, the place between Goa and Kerala. So the northern edges of Kerala and southern part of the Goa or the Karnataka. So they had to be there for many years, and fortunately Madhvacharya, he came there. There is no exact mention of the lineage for 3-4 generations. We don't know the exact names of the some of the generations. It is said, Vamshasyadau Sanakadin Upase Durvasasam Paratirthakya Bhikshum. At the beginning, the Brahmaji and Sanakadis and Durvasa Acharya and Paratirtha. From then, Satyaprajna Tirtha and Prajna Tirtha. This much we have names. But then there is a gap of some 3-4 generations, maybe 150 or 200 years, or maybe longer, I don't know. Even you have the big tree picture where it is mentioned Brahma and Sanakadis and Durvasa and all came. But before Madhvacharya, there was Achyuta Preksha Acharya, Achyuta Prajna Acharya, who was the person who was responsible for continuing the tradition of Sanakadis. His guru, his name is not mentioned till this Prajna Tirtha. Prajna Tirtha was troubled by the people, and some of his disciples they went to Jagannath Puri. Some of them they came to Karnataka and Kerala. They stayed there. So what we have is from Prajna Tirtha to Achyuta Prajna Tirtha, there is a gap, but we have the Achyuta Prajna Tirtha who stayed in Tatah Kerala Deshasmin. It is written, Achyuta Prajnacharya stayed in Kerala, northern edges of Kerala, bordering between Karnataka and Kerala. So he continued the tradition of these great saints, and from then Madhvacharya had his sannyasa. Though the country was full of the Advaita tradition by then, at least that part of Karnataka and also bordering Tamil Nadu and Andhra, because Shankaracharya's philosophy was more dominant at that time. Though Ramanujacharya had emerged very strongly in the 10th century, 11th century, he stayed in Karnataka for many years, and he propagated the Vishnu Bhakti there. Many kings became his disciples, and he had that much of spread all over the region. But still, the Mayavada or Advaitavada was very dominant at that place. Hence, even in the Kerala and the coastal belt, most prominent philosophy was the Dvaitavada. Though Madhvacharya himself, he inherited Bhagavata tradition, Vishnu Bhakti tradition, because Madhvacharya's Purvashrama name itself is Vasudeva, and his father is called as Narayanacharya, Narayana Bhatta. His mother is Vedavati Devi. So there was a strong Vaishnava tradition all over the coastal belt. Still, Mayavada was very dominant, and Madhvacharya had to take a very strong stance against Mayavada. For many years, it is written in his Charitra, that is called Madhva Vijaya, written by his younger contemporary Narayana Panditacharya. Madhvacharya's disciple, senior disciple, was Trivikrama Pandita, who wrote Tattva Pradeepa, commentary on his Madhvacharya's Bhashya. And this Narayana Panditacharya was the son of Trivikrama Pandita. He wrote the Charitra of Madhvacharya, what he had seen Madhvacharya, how he saw Madhvacharya in his own life as a younger contemporary. In the earlier stage of his life, he saw Madhvacharya and he collected many informations from the near disciples of Madhvacharya, direct disciples of Madhvacharya, and he wrote this a very detailed account of Madhvacharya's Charitra that is called as Madhva Vijaya. And it is very well read text like Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Gaudiya Sampradaya. We find many details of Madhvacharya's early life and his struggle to take sannyasa, because Madhvacharya he was the third son of his father, but both of his elder brothers were died by the time Madhvacharya had been born. So Madhvacharya's mother was little bit reluctant to permit him to take sannyasa. But Madhvacharya's very much interest was there in the sannyasa because he had to spread the philosophy of Tattvavada. So he assured his parents that there will be another son for them. So he will take care of parents, and accordingly Madhvacharya has got a younger brother, nearly 10 years younger than him. After the birth of his brother, Madhvacharya took sannyasa from Achyuta Prajnacharya, who was the sannyasin in the lineage of Sanakadis. And from at very young age, Madhvacharya took sannyasa when he was 11-year-old. His life was predetermined, and he had the mandate of Vishnu to spread the Tattvavada. So it is believed, or it is as Madhvacharya himself has authoritatively announced again and again in his works, unlike nobody did. Even Ramanujacharya did not say openly that I am the Shesha Avatara. Myself, Shesha, have come here for the spread of Vishnu Bhakti. But Madhvacharya has claimed it himself. Madhvo yattu tratiyam etadamuna grantha kratah keshave. Vayu had three forms. One is Hanuman in the Ramavatara to serve Rama, and second in the Krishnavatara, where he had taken the form of Bhimasena to serve Krishna. He was instrumental in the killing of all 100 sons of Dhritarashtra. All the Kauravas have been killed by Bhimasena only. And then, for the sake of spreading of Tattvavada, he had to descend here on this earth as Madhvacharya. Madhvo yattu tratiyam, it is the third form of Vayu. So it is his own words that we believe, and we have the type of worship of Madhvacharya as the third form of Vayu. So he had the courage and mandate to take sannyasa, and he took sannyasa. But still he continued for many years to teach Mayavada texts. Though he had a very clever mind, and he was very much decisive. He was very much clear that this Mayavada does not hold good for the Vishnu Bhakti. though he had such a conviction from the very early age, it is said that Madhvacharya started reading Ishta Siddhi with his Acharya, Achyuta Prajnacharya, after taking sannyas, one of the prominent Advaita texts. But then Madhvacharya had shown 32 mistakes in the first shloka itself. Yanubhuti rajameya ananta ananta vigraha mahadadi jaganmaya chitrabhityam namamitam. It is the first shloka of Ishta Siddhi. And Madhvacharya had shown 32 mistakes in that thing. And his Achyuta Prekshacharya was baffled by the clarity of thought of Madhvacharya. And he said, no more I can teach you. And from the very early age, Madhvacharya had shown that much of intellectual capacity to his teachers. After Upanayana, he had been sent to Gurukula to study with one master, Veda, Madhvacharya's own Shakha. Madhvacharya, many people they claimed Madhvacharya belonged to the Shukla Yajurveda. But his own brother, Madhvacharya's own brother, he was a Hotra in the Shrauta Yajna performed by the son of his teacher. So, to be a Hotra in the Yajna, Somayaga, he had to study, he was to be the authority on the Rigveda. So, Madhvacharya's Shaka is Rigveda. Taittiriya, it is not Taittiriya, but it is Aitareya Shaka. When Madhvacharya was very fond of the Aitareya Shaka. And he has written a very detailed commentary on the Aitareya Upanishad, especially. Madhvacharya's very dearest Upanishad was the Aitareya Upanishad, rather than anything else among all the Upanishads. So, the teacher where Madhvacharya was studying the Veda in his early childhood after the Upanayana, Madhvacharya, he did not care to listen to the classes. So one day the teacher was seeing all these things, and one day he was little bit annoyed with the naughty way of Madhvacharya's behavior. So he called, why you are not listening to the classes? I said, I have read everything, I know everything, why should I study? He said, so if you know everything, then you have to tell the next portion of what I have to teach. Madhvacharya immediately told such a thing. So such was it is, I am not claiming, it is all written in his contemporary biography by Narayana Panditacharya. So he was very much pleased with the Madhvacharya's clarity of thought. Then once more it is said, after taking sannyasa, Madhvacharya was reading, Achyuta Prekshacharya was teaching Bhagavata to his students, Śrīmad-Bhāgavata. So there were many manuscripts, because those days people were used to read holding the manuscripts. There are no uniform printed texts as we have the facilities. And immediately there was a confusion between two readings. And Madhvacharya said, it is one reading, one particular reading is the real thing meant by Sri Vedavyasa. Then other people asked why it is possible, everything, all the readings are there, they are in the manuscripts, so everything is possible. How you are claiming that it is the one real reading meant by Vedavyasa? Madhvacharya said, I know the heart of Vedavyasa, I know. And immediately he was examined in the whole Bhagavata. You can recite this shloka, Panchama Skandha, Shashta Skandha, and he was examined all over the Bhagavata. And he immediately responded with positive answers. So everybody was um, wondering how such a great capacity could be seen in this world. That's why we have one of the very strange features in the Indian philosophy, not heard, not seen, never in the Indian philosophies. Madhvacharya quotes many works in his works. His works are called as Sarvamoola Grantha. He has written nearly 37 works. He has written 4 bhashyas on the Brahma Sutra. 4 bhashyas. Not all of them are in the same stage. One is the bhashya, that is called as Brahma Sutra Bhashya, which is a line by line commentary of the Brahma Sutras. Very important text where Madhvacharya has elucidated his thoughts with quotations from different Vedic texts and Puranas, Pancharatras, and all other things. Another is the elaboration of the Bhashya, that is called as Anubhashya, following the Bhashya. This text is following the Bhashya, that's why it is called as Anubhashya or Anuvyakhana. Madhvacharya was asked by his disciples to elaborate the things they are to be substantiated in the detailed manner, whereas Bhashya is very short. Why Bhashya is very short? Alpaksharam asandigdham. It is the sutra. And Bhashya has to follow the sutra. So Bhashya is very short. Madhvacharya's Bhashya is very short. Swapadani cha varnyante bhashyam bhashya vido viduho. It is said. So Bhashya is very short compared to the other commentaries, Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya and all of them. Shankaracharya's Bhashya is very elaborate one. So is the Ramanujacharya's Bhashya, but Madhvacharya's Bhashya is very short one. So he had to give some more substantiation or elaboration of the many logical points where he has pointed to the different aspects of the Brahma Sutra Bhashya. That is called as Anuvyakhana. That is second work on the Brahma Sutra. And third work is Nyaya Vivarana. It is a concise index to the Brahma Sutras. Only the Purvapaksha Nyaya, Siddhanta Nyaya, they are there, nothing else. One sentence for one sutra, one adhikarana. What is the Purvapaksha Nyaya? What is the Siddhanta Nyaya? That kind of thing. That's why it is also again elaboration of the thing that are in the Anuvyakhana. Anuvyakhana, he has written Nyaya Mala. It is a garland of Nyayas. So the Nyayas are explained in the Nyaya Vivarana. And again he has written one more Anubhashya. Anubhashya is different and Anubhashya is different. Anubhashya is only 32 shloka. It is a concise sangraha of the whole Brahma Sutra's theory. And whatever he has written in the Brahma Sutra Bhashya and Anuvyakhana, they are all abridged in this very short text. So he has written 4 texts on the Brahma Sutra. And he has written 2 commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Incidentally, Bhagavad Gita is the first text he has commented. In his very young age, maybe 16, 18, Brahma Sutra Bhashya was written by Madhvacharya at a very young age. He had shown it to the Vedavyasa, Bhagavan Vedavyasa in Badri. Then Bhagavan Vedavyasa, he applauded it. He was very much happy to see this great work to be done. And Madhvacharya has, he had commented, Gitartham Vakshyami Leshataha. I will explain um, Bhagavad Gita as per capacity. Gītārtham Vakshyāmi Shaktitaha, he had written. Shaktitaha means it is by according to my capacity. When he showed it to the Vedavyasa in Badri, and he said, Vedavyasa said, no, you have written this bhashya not according to your capacity, but according to the capacity of the people here to understand the meanings of the Bhagavad Gita. So it should be Gītārtham Vakshyāmi Leshataha rather than Shaktitaha. If you elaborate according to your own capacity, it will be so elaborate that nobody will be able to understand it. So it should be Gītārtham Vakshyāmi Leshataha. It is very short one. So again Madhvacharya had written another commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. That is Bhagavad Gita Tatparya. Whereas he has given some of the different interpretation of the same shlokas. Sometimes he has elaboration, sometimes different other meanings left out in the Bhagavad Gita Bhashya. In this manner, Madhvacharya's commentary on the Brahma Sutra Bhashya, Gita, Brahma Sutras, Gita and Upanishads, written commentaries on all the 10 Upanishads, very elaborative commentaries, but not word by word commentaries. All commentaries of Madhvacharya contain more quotations than his own words, because Madhvacharya did not claim anything of his own. It is the philosophy of Vedavyasa rather than my own philosophy. What is the name of the Madhvacharya's philosophy? Of course, Tattvada, but he never claimed it is Tattvada, but opposed to Mayavada, it was to be Tattvada, because predominant philosophy was Mayavada of Shankaracharya. So Madhvacharya's philosophy is called as Tattvada. Whereas Shankaracharya, of course, Shankaracharya is very clear. Though he was a staunch Vaishnava and Vishnu Bhakta, he has composed many shlokas and many bhakti works, Vishnu Sahasranama Bhashya and all other things, but his philosophy was the Mayavada. It is the whole world is an illusion. And they are open about this thing. So according to Shankaracharya, it is all Maya. It is illusion. The whole world is seen because of the illusionary power of the Parabrahman. It is not real. But whereas it is the creation of the Lord Vishnu, it was the emphasis of Madhvacharya. So he had written his works to refute many parts of the Dvaita Vedanta and give correct interpretations of the different texts, Brahma Sutra, Gita and Upanishads. So, but it is more famously known as Dvaita Vedanta. But there is no Dvaita, there is no Vedanta in Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya is a real Advaitin because he was seeing only Vishnu everywhere. There was nobody else for him. Advaitam Paramarthatha. Madhvacharya has commented on the one sentence of Upanishad. Maya matram idam dvaitam Advaitam Paramarthatha. This is one famous Upanishadic where lots of commentaries are written and debates are held for centuries. Prapancho yadi vidyeta nivarteta nasamshayah maya matram idam dvaitam advaitam paramarthatah. You must have heard this Upanishadic sentence. And many people claimed this world will be negated Nivarteta na samshaya. It will go away. Prapanchaha yadi vidyeta. It is not real thing. Prapanchaha is not real. This world is not real one. Because it is going to be negated when we realize the Parabrahman. When we realize the Parabrahman, the Vidya, Parabrahma Sakshatkara, will smash away this whole illusion of this whole world. Where we will be only with the Parabrahman, and we will be having Aikya with the Parabrahman. That's why Maya Matram Idam Dvaitam. All this Dvaita, it is all Maya Matra. And Advaitam Paramarthataha. Only Advaita is Paramartha. It is one explanation given by many people. But Madhvacharya says, Advaitam Paramarthataha, the Parabrahman Vishnu, he himself is the one Paramartha. There is nobody equal to him, there is nobody above him. That's why he is Advaita. He has given one example. Yatha Chola Nrupa Samrat Advitiyosti Bhupatihi. There is one old world usage. There is a Chola king, Advitiya Chola king. Chola is a great kingdom in South India, Tamil Nadu. They had ruled most of the South India and also the Southeast, Northeast Asian or East Asian countries. So he is the Advitiya Samrat. Advitiya, that means there is nobody equal to that Samrat, that emperor. Chola Nrupa, he was a great king. There is nobody else equal to him. Where word Advitiya is used, Advitiya does not mean he had no sons, there were no subject, there were no people, there were no army. He was alone, all alone, he was living in the jungle. It is not to mean such a thing. In the same manner, Advaitam Paramarthataha means there is only Supreme Being in this world, that is Vishnu. He is the Paramartha, he is the greatest thing in this world. And everything else is dependent upon this Swatantra Paramartha Tattva. So Madhvacharya has classified this whole world into two different things, whereas we find in the Vaisheshika Bhashya and all other way, Dravya Gunakarma Samanya Vishesh Samvaya Bhavaha Sapta Padartha. There are 6 or 7 Padarthas, Dravyas, Gunas, Karmas and all other things. Madhvacharya's classification is very clear. Swatantra Madhvata Aswatantrancha Dvividham Tattvam Mishyate. There are only 2 categories. One is independent, another is dependent. What is independent? Swatantro Bhagavan Vishnu. Vishnu is the Swatantra thing. And everything else is Aswatantra, that is dependent upon the Vishnu. So Madhvacharya's vision and his meditation and his devotion to Vishnu is unparalleled. He has established the Vishnu Sarvottamattva in a very, 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 very clear way, very strong way. All his works stand for the Vishnu Sarvottamattva. Madhvacharya claimed only one thing. Shrunutamala satyavachah paramam shapatherita muchrita bahoyagam. I raise both my hands. Please listen to me. Shrunuta amala satyavachaha. This is very sincere and true word. Shapatherita muchrita bahoyagam. I raise both my hands and I proclaim it. Nahareh paramaha nahareh sadrashaha. There is nobody equal to Vishnu, nobody above the position of Vishnu. He is the Supreme Being of this world. Paramasatu sarva chidatmaganat. Not all the jivas in this world are equal to him. He is above all of us. He is the Supreme Being and we are the dasas of his feet. It is his philosophy. So, Madhvacharya, Dvaita is, because it is opposing Advaita, it has become Dvaita. Otherwise, there is no Dvaita. For Madhvacharya, there is only Advaita, only one thing he sees is Vishnu. So it is Advitiya philosophy or Advaita philosophy, we can certainly claim. And it is neither Vedanta. Vedanta has become a fashion now, but it was fashion earlier also. Because many people, they claim they made a division between the Vedic literature. That is the biggest problem in the history of Indian philosophies. Veda is different, Vedanta is different. And what they preach is Vedanta, it is not Veda. That means you are totally throwing out the Vedic parts from your philosophy. You are reading only the 10 Upanishads. And outcomes of the 10 Upanishads, that is Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutra. That means you are out of the vast literature of Vedas. You are reading only 10 Upanishads and 18 adhyas of Bhagavad Gita and 564 Brahma Sutras. It is the Vedanta. No, Madhvacharya did not mean Vedanta. He is the Vedic philosopher. He based his philosophy on the Vedas. He commented upon every possible literature in this Vedic literature. He commented upon the Rigveda Samhita, and he commented upon the Rigveda Aranyaka, that is Aitareya Aranyaka, that is amongst the 10 Upanishads. And he commented upon the Brahmanas in his Karma Nirnaya, Brahmana texts, some portions, because he was asked to show the examples of how Vedic texts can be meant to praise Vishnu. That is his main contribution. Sarve Vedaha Yatpadam Amananti. Bhagavad Gita, this Kathopanishad says, Sarve Vedaha Yatpadam Amananti, Tapamsi Sarvani cha Yadvadanti, Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti, Tatte Padam Sangrahena Pravakshe. All Vedas mean only one thing. What is that thing? That is Vishnu. How to understand this thing? If you go to the MA classes in universities, you are baffled with Sayanacharya's commentaries. All Agni, Mitra, Varuna, Yama, all Devatas are there. Where is Vishnu there? Only 3 suktas of Vishnu in the whole Rigveda. Whereas we have got 250 out of 1000 suktas in the Rigveda, 250 related to Indra, around 200 to Agni and all other Devatas. Where is Vishnu? So the Vishnu Bhakti philosophy is later one. It is Puranic one. Who claimed this? Who claimed this? Not our own people. Not Shankaracharya claimed, not Vaisheshika's claim, not Nayayika's claim. Nobody claimed this thing. But who claimed? It is all Western Indologists with whom we are fighting, with Acharya, with us. This is the problem. The Western tradition or Western method of interpretation, it lacks the tradition. It lacks clarity. It has no base. One day you come from Oxford and study here and with 1 year and go and become a professor in Oxford University and claim to be the best Sanskrit teacher in this world and interpret your own way. No, it is not acceptable. But it happened in India for last 150 years. These people, these Western Indologists, they made havoc on the Indian literature. Be it Vedas, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, everywhere they interpret texts in their own way. Very disgusting, very troubling, very difficult to very, very difficult to endure it, very difficult to see it. What happened? Our own people, of course, many people have written bhashyas and commentaries. Indian tradition has a very strong base and very strong lineage. It is a very long tradition. So there may be differences between our kind of interpretation and Sayanacharya's kind of interpretation and Shankaracharya's kind of interpretation and Madhvacharya's kind of interpretation. There may be differences. But nobody made efforts to create a distaste or disrespect for the Vedas like these Western people did. Buddhas tried to destroy the belief system of the base of Indian philosophical tradition, that is Vedas. They made Vedas are all apramana, as you might have read in the Nyaya Bhashya and the Nyaya Sutra. And they did not accept it. Buddhas did not accept it. Jainas did not accept it. Charvakas did not accept it. But they did not write misinterpretation. They did not create misinterpretations coming inside the Veda. That's why we have very strong tradition still alive. But whereas these Western people, they came inside and Wilson wrote his commentary, Max Muller wrote his own commentary. Now even Michael Witzel is writing his own thing, and Stephanie Jamison, she is writing her own kind of translation of the whole Rig Veda. Without any base, without any tradition. It is the translation or interpretation as you wish rather than what it is. Their own tradition, of course, I am sorry if anybody is hurt because many of the audience are here from the West. I am really sorry, but just not to hurt anybody, but because there is a long tradition in the Indian system, Indian literature, Vedic literature. It is very strong. That's why Madhvacharya has created a system how these Vedic texts can be understood meaning Vishnu. Because Krishna says, Vedescha sarvair ahameo vedya. He says very clearly, all Vedas mean me. But how to understand it? Then Madhvacharya had to write a big, of course not a very big commentary, very short commentary, as all of his works are. But his commentary on Rig Veda is three-layered commentary. Each and every mantra of the Rig Veda, they mean Vishnu and particular devatas like Agni, Mitra, Varuna, Yama and all other. And the third one is Adhyatma meaning. That is the first time in the Vedic commentarial tradition that such a meaning has been shown. So we have this Agnimede Prohitam Yajnasya Deva Mritvijam Hotaram Ratnadhatam. It is the first mantra of the Rig Veda. So who is Agni? Agnimede. Who is Agni here? Agni is not the simple devata, mortal fire used as a firewood or fire for cooking. It is not simply the fire, it is the devata. The devata is Chaitana, whereas this fire is Achetana, it is insentient thing. Whereas the devata inside this fire is Chaitana. Who is going to bless us? Who is going to bestow us all kinds of jnana, and who is going to convey or to spread or the ahutis that we give to different devatas? Havyavahana, he is Havyavahana, who takes, who is like a porter, who takes our ahuti and he gives it to devatas. He is called as Havyavahana. He is the devata. But inside this Havyavahana there is Vishnu. Like Vishnu is in our heart, because Vishnu is everywhere. So Vishnu is there in the heart of Agni. Vishnu is in the heart of Indra, Yama, Varuna, Mitra, and all the devatas. So why he is called as Agni? Agni means Madhvacarya's many interpretations are there. Agni, Agam Nayati iti Agni, who is residing in our own body and who makes it work properly. This body is a insentient thing, it has got no power by itself. Whereas this Atman inside, he is the Chetana. But what is body? When this Atman goes away, body is burnt. Nobody is worried about the body. So body is always insentient thing, achetana. So the body is not cared about, but the Atman who resides in our heart, the Jiva, not Jiva Goswami Maharaj, but it is the name of Jiva Paramatma, because he is the Jiva who resides everywhere. Jivayati iti Jivaha. Jivayati iti Jivaha. Jivam Jivayati. The Atman works properly because of the Sannidhana of the very bigger Jiva there. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. He is the Chetananam Chetanaha. He is not Chetana, but he is Chetananam Chetanaha. He is there inside our heart. He works, he makes us work. He makes this body work. That's why Agam Nayati iti Agnihi. This body does not work by itself. Na gacchati iti Agam. This body does not work by itself. It does not move by itself. That's why this body is called Aga. Like Naga, this mountain. Mountain does not move. That's why it is called as Naga. It stays in a one place. Whereas animals and all other people, they move from one place to another place. That's why they are called as Jangama. Whereas this is Naga, staying in one place. Our body, same. Without this Atman, it does not work. That's why this Paramatma who resides there in the body and he moves this body, that's why he is called as Agni. Agam Nayati iti Agni. This is the kind of interpretations of Madhvacharya is given in his Rigbhashya. That means he is there. He is the Purohita. Why he is called as Purohita? He is the person who sees this Jiva always. Anadikalat hitaha. Puraha hitaha. Whereas this Agni is placed in front of us. That's why it is called as Purohita, as Sayanacharya interprets. But this Paramatma Agni, he is well-wisher of this Jiva, always. Puraha anadikalat hitaha purohitaha. And he is the Hota, because he stays in the priest Hota. Priest Agni. Agni is also called as Hota. And this Vishnu, he is the real Hota. Why he is called as real Hota? What is Hota? Hota is the person, in Vedic parlance, who gives oblations or ahutis to fire. So what does Paramatma here inside our heart? What he does? He brings all the ahutis into our indriyas. He is there inside. And he is giving ahutis to our indriyas. Indriyas are the fires, because indriyas, they crave for the things. They are always looking for the things to see. Our eyes always, we cannot close eyes for long, because our eyes are so powerful. It makes us to open our eyes. So, this always Indriyas they crave for the subjects. So, Paramatma gives ahuti of that rupa to our eye. That's why he is called as Hota. Like that, Madhvacharya has written very interesting commentary on the Rigveda for first 40 suktas, 3 adhyayas, and it is one of his very dear bhashyas, because if we read Rigveda, Rigveda is a very Rigveda, studying Rigveda or understanding Rigveda makes Vishnu very happy. This is what Madhvacharya claimed. Vakshyami Rigartham atituštikaram tadasya. Because it is all praises. What is Rigveda? Agni Mile, I pray Agni. Who is Agni? Agni is the Vishnu, so I pray Vishnu. It is there. So, the whole of Rigveda, Rigvedic Suktas, Samhita, it is a praise of Vishnu in different names. Indram Mitram Varunam Agnivahuhu Atho Divya Sasuparano Garutman Ekam Sadvipraha Bahudha Vadanti Agnim Yamam Matarishvanamahu. It is what Rishi Dirghatama says in his Sukta, Asivamiya Sukta, Sukta number 164 in the first mandala. Ekam Sadvipraha Bahudha Vadanti. There is only one Supreme Being in this world, and he is called by different names. Agnim Yamam Matarishvanam. He is called as Agni, he is called as Yama Matarishva. He is Indra, he is Mitra, he is Varuna. He is named in different ways, but he is the one person. He is everywhere. So, in this way, the whole Rigvedic or Vedic literature, be it Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharvaveda, it is all full of the Devatas. These Devatas, of course, Devatas are there, but there is a alternate thing, that is Vishnu everywhere in this Devatas. So both Vishnu is there, Devata is there, and the inner meaning, Adhyatma meaning, it is the first time in this Rigvedic interpretation. Though Sayanacharya has given Adhyatmic interpretations in few places, but he does not find it interesting. Tathapi Swarasya Bhavat Nakatyate, he commented in the Asivamiya Sukta. But we need to understand, as Maharishi Aurobindo points out, the whole Rigvedic literature has got some Adhyatma meaning, and Kapali Shastri has openly praised Madhvacharya's works. Madhvacharya Grantheshu Jagratsu Vedanam Adhyatma Parata Nasti iti Kaha Vaktum Shaknoti. This is the first time Madhvacharya has shown the Adhyatma meaning in the Rigveda, and following him, Kapali Shastri has written a very detailed commentary on the first Ashtaka of the Rigveda. And as Acharya has pointed out, our commentary on the Rigveda follows Madhvacharya. Now we are writing a very detailed, it is very elaborated commentary, first time in the Indian history. It is our commentary. Of course, I am here and I should not claim so. But it is Atma Pratyaya, and following Madhvacharya, we are working on very detailed commentary on the first time in the Vedic literature. Because Sayanacharya, Skandaswami, Udgita, Madhvacharya, Venkata Madhvacharya, so many people have written commentaries, Sanskrit commentaries. But they lack clarity, or their way is different, related to Devatas, Adhibhautika or Adhiyajna meaning, mostly related with Devatas, whereas we are following the threefold interpretation way of Madhvacharya. Each mantra is related to Vishnu and the particular Devata and also Adhyatma. And for the first time we are using computers to write a commentary on the Rigveda. Because we are not Sarvajñas as Madhvacharya was. Madhvacharya, he has another name that is called as Sarvajñacharya. He knew everything. He knew every Vedic shakas, not to worry about the quantum physics and all other things, we are not worried. But he knew the texts very well. He used them. That's why the quotations that he gave in his works are from his memory, are from his works that were available to his times, but no more available to us, our time. So many people claimed, no, Madhvacharya's quotations are all fictitious. Rog mosquito.
Big issue.
Big issue. And many quotations are used by Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and also other later people also. I have written a very detailed reply to him and Rok Mosquito, Chetan Bose, Ashoka Klujkar, many people they have written in a different ways. So I hope I may be reminded if time is over. But
You can have some question.
yes, of course, thus Madhvacharya has written on the Rigveda and Brahmanas, Upanishads, Śrīmad-Bhāgavata. It is the first commentary on the Śrīmad-Bhāgavata written by Madhvacharya. His commentary is called as Bhagavata Tatparya. Yes, I was coming to Vrindavan and I thought I will read some of the portions of Śrīmad-Bhāgavata. We are here going. Madhvacharya's commentary. The text follows Madhvacharya's commentary. This is the Bhagavata portion and all Madhvacharya's commentary. Especially Ekadasha Skandha, he has written a very detailed commentary elaborating the portions of Uddhava and Krishna Samvada. So for the first time, no other philosopher before Vallabhacharya did this thing, and Rupa Goswami and Jiva Goswami, they are all our own people. So it is natural, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he inherited this tradition from Madhavendra Puri. So for the Vaishnavas, it is Bhagavata is very important. And he wrote his commentary on the Mahabharata. His commentary, he has written commentary on both Mahabharata, Ramayana and Bhagavata. Bhagavata, he has commented upon certain shlokas where they are not easily understandable. Whereas for the Mahabharata, he has written a Tatparya Nirnaya. It is summary of the whole Mahabharata, because Mahabharata is so huge, so vast, nearly 1 lakh shlokas. So he thought easily understandable, though Ashto Shloka Sahasrani, Ashto Shloka Shatani cha, Aham Vedmi Shuko Veti, Sanjaya Veti Vanava. There are many difficult Kuta shlokas. But he wrote a Tatparya Nirnaya, story and Nirnaya, wherever there are confusions in the story of Mahabharata. How Draupadi can have 5 husbands, why Vali was killed, and why this Krishna did so many things there. Everything, all the Krishna Katha and Mahabharata Katha, he has combined in Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya, written a very detailed Nirnaya on that thing. And in the first 9 adhyayas of the Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya, we have the Ramayana story on his understanding, or the Ramayana story based on the various Puranas and the Maharamayana. He did not rely upon this Valmiki Ramayana. No. Because Valmiki Ramayana was a later work. Later work means it is not the original one. Moola Ramayanam chaiva shatakoti pravistaram. Ekaikam aksharam pumsa mahapadakanasanam. So Madhvacharya never quoted from Valmiki Ramayana. Though he quoted from Mahabharata, he quoted from Harivamsha, he quoted from Bhagavata, he quoted from all other Shrutis. But Ramayana he never quoted. So his version means it is the same Rama and Sita, not to claim the another Sita, another Lakshmana he came, but many, like one very big interesting thing is, did Ravana carry Sita? Did Ravana kidnap Sita? Maya Sita. It is Pratikriti. So it is his interpretation, as Ramcharitamanas used it. So such differences are there. Whereas in the Valmiki Ramayana we find that Ravana kidnapped original Sita. Because Sita is the Sakshat Lakshmi, she cannot be touched by ordinary people like Ravana. It is his nirnaya. It is his philosophy. His philosophy is reflected in the story. The philosophy and the narration. The philosophy of Vishnu Sarvottamatva narrated in the Mahabharata. What whole Mahabharata means? Whole Mahabharata means the Vishnu Sarvottamatva, because it is the king, he is the Krishna who is the Sutradhara of the whole story. It is all to mean Vishnu's supremacy. What is the Bhagavata? It is all to mean Vishnu's supremacy. Again, Ramayana, same thing. Then he wrote on the Vedantas, Brahma Sutra, Gita, Upanishad, he has written commentaries and he has written many stotras and he has written Tantrasara Sangraha, where he has given details how to build temples, how the murtis can be sculpted by the people, what are the measurements of the different idols of devatas. So he has written a very detailed Tantra Grantha there, written Achara Granthas, Stotra Granthas. He has written one Yamaka Grantha, Yamaka Bharata is there. It is for poetic narration of the same Mahabharata, but it is in Yamaka, full of the using the same syllable again and again in the same shloka. Alliteration, it is Yamaka. So this way Madhvacharya is a complete Vedic philosopher, rather than to be simply limited to the Vedantic interpretations. So what is his contribution to the world? His contribution to the world is the Bhakti Siddhanta. Kritavan Bhuvi Bhakti Yogam. Though Kritavan Bhuvi Tattvavadam, it is there, his Tattvavada is there, but Tattvavada is for the Bhakti Yoga. We are all his dasas. Śrīmad-Bhāgavata Harih Paratarha. Vishnu is Sarvottama and we are all his Nichocha Bhavam Gata Hareha Anucharaha. We are all Hareha Anucharas. That is, we need to worship him for our liberation. It is his philosophy. And the same philosophy is spread all over the world through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He accepted the same philosophy and he propagated the same philosophy. Now ISKCON and Acharyaji's institution. So now it is reflected in, though there may be small differences, but the philosophy is same. Madhvacharya's philosophy is same. Prabhupada ji, he did the same philosophy. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati ji, he brought many people from Udupi to again standardize or upgrade the Gaudiya, not worship, but maybe the study program there in Calcutta in the early last century. In Gaya, there are Madhva people. My own ancestor Vidyadhisha Tirtha, he went there and he converted, he gave Vishnu Diksha to all of the Gaya people there. Still people there follow the Dvaita philosophy, and in the Vrindavana and the Jaipur and so many places. Though we should not say it, but the people in south, mostly they are concentrated in the south. Maybe Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, but not here in the North India, as we have Ramanujacharya's philosophy, very dominant Ramanujacharyas. We find many pithas of Ramanujacharya. Shankaracharya's pithas are always there in the whole of India. But for some historic reasons, but for the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's reach, it would have been only concentrated fixed in the south of India. But of course, philosophy is same. That's why people claim in Vrindavan, all the Radharaman people, Madhva Gaudeshwaracharya, they come in the Madhva Sampradaya, but they are also in the Gauda Sampradaya. For Achyutlal Bhatt Goswami ji, Maharaj Pundarik ji, Pushpang ji, and of course Srivasa Goswami ji, many people are there. Though there may be small philosophical differences, but they are the Madhva Gaudeshwaracharyas.
Core principles are same.
Core principles are the same. So, of course, Acharya, he would have led always you to Udupi or some other places also on his tour, but I welcome all of you to Udupi, or where Madhvacharya has installed the Sri Krishna. This is the Bala Krishna, narrated in the Bhagavata. Once Yashoda was churning the curd, and Krishna came for the breastfeed immediately, and she was feeding him, and she had to take out the milk which was boiling and it was rising up. So she put Krishna on the floor and she rushed to the kitchen. And the rest of the story is there in Bhagavata. But before that, this is the shloka. Tam stanyakamasadya matnantim jananim harihi grihitva dadhimanthanam neshethat pritimavahan. It is the Krishna, he came where Yashoda was churning the curd, and he took the churning rod in his hand and also the rope. So that particular Shri Vigraha was there in Dwaraka, because neither Rukmini nor Devaki Devi did see the Leelas of Krishna, because only Yashoda was there in the Vrindavan or Gokul to see the Leelas of Krishna. So Devaki, she requested Krishna to show some of his Leelas. So Krishna, again, he became small child and he played this Leela. So Rukmini wanted to have an idol of this form, where he was holding the churning rod, and it was hidden in the Dwaraka for many years, many thousands of years. Later on, it was carried out to the Udupi in the Gopi Chandan mud. So Madhvacharya uncovered this idol and he established it for the worship. So it is the Udupi Krishna, basically from the Dwaraka region. So in that region we don't see such a Vigraha, Sri Vigraha. Such this round thing and all other things, they are not seen. Whereas it is, you can see a big Prabhavali is there around his head. That is nowhere can be seen. It is something very interesting. So it is his contribution to the world. Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhakti Yoga is his commentary, and he has written a detailed commentary on the Bhakti Yoga of Śrīmad-Bhāgavata also. It is the practice and the philosophy. So it is Madhvacharya. Krishnarpanamastu. So if you have any question, then certainly we can discuss. I had thought I will give some other lectures when I was here. I wanted to give one lecture on Ekalavya. But this is more interesting, I hope.
Thank you, Acharya. This is very enlightening. One question I had with regards to bhakti, Madhvacharya gives sneha as bhakti along with Mahatmya Jnana. So I wanted to understand what padartha will we actually classify this sneha as? Because he also says this svadara sarvajantunam samsiddhopi svabhavata. So what padartha are we actually classifying sneha as?
What padartha means, according to the Vaisheshika, you are asking this question because padarthas are there in the Vaisheshika?
No, I mean, even if you take like 10 padarthas within the Dvaita philosophy, if you want to take.
Yes.
So in the
It is the chitta vritti. What is love? Love is intense feeling for something. So your mind is automatically flowing to the other person. So it is manasa vritti. If you think in that way, but Madhvacharya is very clear. Whether it is manasa vritti or atma vritti, we are here in this samsara. We are all now tied to the samsara. So we have this body, we have this mind, and everything is there. But suppose we are all in the sadhana and we get liberation, then what will happen? After liberation, what will happen? We don't have this body, this mortal body. We don't have this mind. We don't have this linga sharira. What we have? We have is only Atma. But bhakti continues there. Unlike in other philosophies, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, once you are liberated, no more you are tied to anything. You are totally free. Because you have realized the thing. No more you need to worry about anything. But whereas the Madhvacharya's philosophy and all the Vaishnava Siddhanta are same. Even Ramanujacharya is same, Vallabhacharya, Nimbarkacharya, same. It must be same because it is the philosophy of bhakti. Though you are liberated, you are still under the control of God, Vishnu. And you are worshipping Vishnu. So one of my friends, he just kindled me because we are always for the Vakyartha. Shastrartha we are doing from the childhood we are raised in a very Gurukula way. I joined my Gurukula Purna Pradnya Vidyapitha in my 10th year and I stayed there for long and even now I am there. And our own tradition has very strong logical debating tradition, very strong, because always we are our bhakti is very strong because our foundation is very strong. What is our foundation? Our philosophy should not be shaken by any other rival schools. So why Madhvacharya has written so many things on Dvaita Vedanta or all other philosophies? In his works, he refuted all other philosophies. Why? He could have elaborated only on the bhakti because bhakti is the means of the liberation. So he should have written only about the bhakti or the Vishnu's various qualities and bhajan, kirtan. He should have written only on that thing. But Madhvacharya has written the critic of all other philosophies, Jainism, Buddhism, Charvaka, Nyaya, Sankhya, Yoga. Why? Because the base of our bhakti should not be shaken at any time. Tathapi nijabhaktanam ishanugraha yoginam suyuktoyastamo hanyuhu agamanumutas sada iti vidyapati samyak samayanam nirakratim. So Nyaya Sudha is a very big work. It is a commentary on the Anuvyakhyan of Madhvacharya. Very elaborate work. One should study. Either one should study Nyaya Sudha or he should administer the big kingdom. So it is so huge. virtually Encyclopedia of Indian Philosophies refutes many other things, and logical, very strong base is there. So, that person, so from the very childhood we are all raised in this way to do Shastrartha, have debate with each and everybody, our acharyas. Even we did not spare our own acharyas. So always it is the way, our logical base will be very strong. So that person, he laughed at me. If you go to moksha, then again you will invite Brahmaji to have debate with us. So even if we go to, of course we are supposed to, we are on the way, and there should be no doubt we are on the way to moksha. But still we are under the control of Vishnu, and we continue our worship of Vishnu. Yajyate yajnashailaisa yajnyaha pradnya madhye parah prochate. There will be again this kind of sabhas, and people will be singing the songs of Vishnu there. So, but there are no chitta vritti, it is all atma vritti. So that kind of difference is there.
Acharyaji, thank you. I've got two questions, one directly related to the Madhva's understanding and one related specifically to the Rig Veda understanding that you have written a commentary on it. Contemporary scholars are leaning more towards trying to convince us that in the Rig Vedic period, meat eating was propagated within the Rig Vedas, and that is very hurtful. So I was just wondering if on that concept, if you could share some enlightenment. And then the other question was the understanding of Tattvavadi in terms of the jiva. They say you get sattvika jivas, rajasic jivas, and tamasic jivas. It's something I'm battling to grasp. So on these two topics, could you please expand?
The first question that you asked us about the time frame of Rig Veda.
Meat eating.
Hmm?
Meat eating. They say that Rig Veda.
Oh, that is very difficult one, but very interesting. Very interesting. Madhvacharya's own brother was a hota in the Somayaga. Madhvacharya's own brother, he was the priest in the Somayaga, and Madhvacharya, he did not allow the Pashu Ahuti in the Somayaga. Pashu Himsa is not allowed in the Somayaga. Madhvacharya did not allow it. Madhvacharya did not allow it. And in the Dvaita Sampradaya, people, they perform Somayagas and many other Vedic sacrifices without killing the animals. Pishta Pashu only. Because it was the belief of, it was the understanding of Madhvacharya that there should be a sattvic way of performing all these things, and people lived the same sattvic way in the Rigvedic time also. And people, there are many works which claim that people ate meat in those times, and also, but there are other views. For example, there is a very good example to show how it is difficult to believe for meat arguments. If Atithi comes, some guest means it is not some random guest, but a well-versed Vedic scholar comes to our house, and we offer him Madhuparka. It is the Vedic, all the Grihi Sutras, they mean it, they prescribe it. First time he enters our house, he is given Arghya and Padya, then he is given Madhuparka. And then he is given this cow also. he is given cow or gam nivedayet. He is shown cow. He is coming not on a Mercedes Benz car as we do now, but on foot. He is coming by foot because it is the only way people lived, people moved in the ancient times. And he is very much tired. And he comes to our house and he is given this Madhuparka. For Madhuparka for what? Madhuparka is a mixture of honey and curd. And then immediately he is shown the cow. But does he have time to wait to quench his thirst till this cow is killed and his meat is cooked and he is fed? Is it possible? He is coming for the first time from the long distance and he is given something for his quench his thirst and his hunger. And he is given Madhuparka. Part of the Madhuparka is the cow. The cow means it is not for the killing, but it is for his honor. Then later on he can carry it. That was meant by the Vedic people. So I don't think it was a...
In Bhagavatam there is a very clear statement which
Yes.
says Pasor alabhanam na to himsa.
Ekadash Skanda, Dwadash Skanda is very... Ekadash Skanda is very clear. So, it is Western interpretation again, that these people, they ate only meat. And the second one is, and of course even, you see, one, I have written it in my book also, but one very strong argument against this meat eating. So, even many people, they still perform yajnas nowadays. In South India, I don't know how it is happening in North India, but Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, many people, they perform Vedic yajnas and they offer this vapa ahuti. Still many people, they did it. They are doing it. Maybe disgustful to them also. To them also, the performance of the Somayaga and many Pashupurodasha yaga also. My Mimamsa Guru Martand Dikshit ji, he was witness to many yagas and himself he told one of the experience of the other priest of the yajna. It is very disgustful. So, even in such situation, what they do is, they offer vapa, diaphragm of the goat, as ahuti in the... So that's all. And they eat only a small portion of the yajna-shesha. If meat eating or the non-veg was the norm of the day, then they would have made a very big sacrifices with hundreds of goats and still they are all burnt alive in the fire, would have consumed it, made a kurbani, very big festivals. No, it is not so. If we see Vedic scriptures, it is not meant so. So, I think it is it was not the norm of Vedic people. It is not, these Vedic people, they were all rishis, they all lived in the forests. They lived on the fruits and nuts. They were not very much worried about the agriculture also. In the Valmiki Ramayana we see, Valmiki, he sends back offerings of Rama. Rama had sent some money to Valmiki. when Lava and Kusha they sing this Ramayana, and Rama offers some money to this Valmiki. Rama says, "We are all the Rishi people. We are living on the fruits, and we are all living in the forest. Why do you need this money? Send him back." No, it is the norm of the people. They rishis. That's what they are rishis. The rishis, they lived in the forests. Whatever the little agriculture they had, they lived on that thing, and they were not they were not hunters and gatherers as claimed by the Western Indologists. This is one thing. And the second question you asked me is about the Sattvika, Rajasa and Tamasa Jivas. This is one objection raised by this Robert Jaidambos and the Madhvacarya. This Robert Jaidambos is a Netherlands Dutch Indologist. He wrote that Madhvacharya took this from Jaina texts because there is a concept of bhavya and abhavya, jiva bhavya and abhavya concept in the Jainism. Bhaskaranandi's work, and Madhvacharya took this from the good jivas, eternally tied jivas, and bad jivas, Sattvika, Rajasa and Tamasa. What these Sattvikas do? Sattvikas go to moksha. And what these Rajasas do? They are always here in this samsara. And what these Tamasas will do? They will go to eternal hell. It is the thing. And who are the Sattvika, who is Rajasa, who is Tamasa, we don't know. Those who are on the line, they are in the path of sadhana, certainly Swalpamapya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. We will go there, we will reach Krishna's feet. That is for sure. And there are many people in the samsara, in this samsara, they are here only. They always feel they are not worried about your moksha and all other things. And these tamasas, they always hate Vishnu. Those who hate Vishnu, they will go to the tamas. And this Robert Jaidambos, he claimed it is all from the Jaina texts. I told, no, it is not the Jaina text. It is the mainstream philosophy mainstream philosophy found in all Indian philosophies. It is not limited to Dvaita, not Advaita, not Vishishta Advaita, not Sankhya, not Nyaya. It is everywhere. There is a Nyaya Kandali of Sridharacharya. He raised one objection. What will happen to this samsara if everybody is liberated? Suppose everybody does sadhana and he is liberated, all are liberated. What will happen? There will be nobody else in the samsara. What will happen? He is worried, that poor Pakshini is worried. Sridharacharya said, don't worry, not all people will go to moksha. There are people who want to be here forever. It is the Vaisheshika answer. And Krishna said, Mam aprapya eva kaunteya tato yantadhamam gatim. Bhagavad Gita says, those who hate me, those who think I am the Lord, I will send them to eternal hell. Kshipam yajasram ashubhan asuri shveva yonishu asurim yonimapannaha mudhaha janmani janmani mam aprapya eva kaunteya tato yantadhamam gatim. They will never reach me. They will be always in the hell. I will throw them in the very lower yonis, the jivas. 84 lakh yonis are there, lives are there. I will throw them first in the different yonis, then they will never return to me. They will be always in the hell. It is what Krishna says. Why should we borrow from the Jainism? See, it is found everywhere in the Indian philosophy. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is there, all Upanishads proclaim same thing. Even Christianity and Islam, they have same concept.
Ramakrishna, you have a question? Can you give the mic back?
So there was very interesting debate in Ramanujacharya also. In Vedanta Deshika, we find one small reference to such kind of thing. If we conceive such a notion that there are some people who are eternally tied, who are always there in the samsara. So this sadhaka may be disturbed. He may be disturbed. He may think, if I were to be this Nitya Baddha, then why should I do sadhana? This one not very valid question, because sadhaka, he does not go for sadhana by himself. He is drawn by Krishna for the sadhana. He is attracted by Krishna. So he is not worried about what will happen if I believe all these philosophies. He is not worried about the philosophy. So that's why many people in the Ramanujacharya system, philosophy, they consider that there are no Nitya Baddhas.
But there is
Of course, but
Tattvamukta Kalap.
Tattvamukta Kalapa, it is clearly mentioned that
there are some group of Sri Vaishnavas who think like that.
yes.
One group.
Thank you very much. I think I heard that you said there are two basic categories, Vishnu and everything else. Could you please clarify the relationship between those two things? And based on that, would you characterize the philosophy as being non-dual? Non-dual.
Advaita. Now, the things are divided into two categories. One is independent and dependent. So it is always dual. Always dual. There is no question of non-dualism, Advaita. So, Swatantro Bhagavan Vishnu. Vishnu is the independent being. He holds by himself. And all other things are dependent. Even this Lakshmi, who is only next to Vishnu, is dependent. She is dependent. She is Aswatantra. And again, Aswatantra is divided into two parts, Bhava and Abhava. What is Bhava and Abhava? Bhava is the thing which exists. Abhava is the thing which does not exist, or the negation of the Bhava is Abhava. We have the concept of Abhava. Prakradhamsa sadattvena trividho bhaveshyate. Abhava is there. It is negation of the Bhava, that is Abhava. And Bhava is again divided into two, Chetana and Achetana. This Chetana, we are all Chetanas, and table and all other things, these are all Achetanas, insentient things, which have no mind, no sadhana. And again, these Chetanas, again, they are all three, and again to 5 different ways. Devatas, Devarsha Pitrapanaraha iti muktastu panchata, and Satvika Rajasa Tamasa, and so many things are there. So basically it is about the dependency and independency. It is to mean Vishnu's supremacy, unlike other philosophies.
Thank you very much, Acharya ji. This was very enlightening, and we hope that we'll get more opportunity to hear from you in future.
Again I will come back, because we are not coming, it is Krishna calling us here.
It's wonderful if he's calling. What can be better than that?
And I need to say a few words about Acharya ji. It is first time I am seeing him personally, but been interacting with him for last more than 10 years. He is as part of the Bharatiya Vidyat Parishad. I got his acquaintance, and later I came to know some of his activities here in Jiva Institute, and the spread of Gaudiya philosophy and his masterly works on the Shat Sandarbhas, and also his part in the Swadeshi Indology movement, though I don't endorse Swadeshi Indology, because Indology is a area, the study of India from the foreign lens, from the Western perspective, that is called as Indology. So there cannot be Swadeshi and Swadeshi and Indology cannot match. We see these things from our own perspective. But of course, Acharya has the same view, but still he
Counteract them.
to counteract them, he has written many things, and I have his writing and use and about the Gaudiya writings in the 16th, 17th century, that he has written very long elaboration about the death of Sanskrit. So we had been interacting with him, and in the future also we hope we will do. And I welcome him to our Purna Prajna Samshodhana Mandira whenever he is. And last December he took part in our seminar on the Chaitanya and Madhvacarya seminar that was held in Bangalore. He was supposed to come there, so I would have been very glad to have him there. But for some reason he could not come there. But I hope we will hold one conference here in Delhi also, and Udupi. We welcome him. We hope he will be with us. And my own Guru, Sri Vishweshtirthaji Maharaj, he is the Vishweshtirtha Swamiji. Vishweshtirtha Swamiji and his Guru Vidyamanitira Swamiji, and their wish was to integrate the Vaishnava philosophers, the Madhvacharya Sampradaya in different places together, have integration and have a better working relation with them, and spread the Madhvacharya's philosophy of bhakti. That was his wish. So, and now our Acharya is Sri Vishwaprasanna Tirtha Swamiji. He is the present Acharya of Purna Prajna Vidyapita and the Kulapati of. It is his wish, and he came here on 28th. He was to participate in the centenary program of Sri Vamadev Ji Maharaj. Vamdev Jyotirmat. So I came along with him, and I wanted to stay here in the Vrindavan for a few days. And because we are all one, and it is the order of my own Acharya Sri Vishweshtirtha Swamiji that we need to work with all of them together. So I hope we will be, and yes, of course. It is what Madhvacharya conceived by us. Madhvacharya's usual form is, it is like this. He is having two fingers raised. What this Jiva and Paramatma are two different beings. It is Dvaita. Though in his we don't find such Sri Vigrahas of Madhvacharya. He is shown in Jnana Mudra elsewhere, the early sculptures. But now it is meant to be Shrunutamala Satyavachah Paramam Shapatheritam Uchrita Bahuyugam. Madhvacharya raised both his hands and proclaimed that Vishnu is the Sarvottama. It is his Bhakti Yoga. So we stand with Bhakti Yoga.